You know, after everything we've seen, having new characters appear in combat armor jetting about the place, not all that surprising, especially some of the items that seem to be present from the game don't exactly kind of fit the world. But this combat mech armor, the floating dragon puppet armor, I wonder what other things will be coming across in taking down the kingdom. Of course, with this being so close to the end of this season of Overlord, I just got to do something. Learned a little bit here and there, gathered some more information. Had Pandora's actor take his place, although prostrating on the floor. How's that going to play off in his review, since they all watched it? We do need to see, though, so for the good of the Sorcerer Kingdom, let's get into more Overlord. Retelling the events of how it went down, of his meeting there with the enemy. Yeah, I didn't think Albedo would be particularly pleased about his actions, considering his guise as Hines during that fight. Anything that gives you a head up, I guess. Exactly. The next battle. It's clear to say that having a world item gets you in and out, but it's a self-damage infliction kind of skill there. And is it the actual HP of the dragon, or just like the durability of his long-range puppet? You're talking about his core. Yeah, I mean, it's sometimes safe to assume when you actually know about some of the things of the wild items that are here, like the ones from the game, but his way of going about things, surprising all of them, since his rule is absolute and victory is ascertained. And in this world, with its laws and stories and histories, are there things that have been lost to time which would have been incredibly useful to know? I mean, does he need to go? No, but he's got an image to uphold. Sonotori. I mean, ever since the beginning, he's him being reborn into this world, into his avatar from the game, losing certain human emotions, being kept still by whatever force at power, force it be. And the fact he's been keeping up this act all along, God be the ruler of Nazarick, the last of the players looking after the floor guardians and the rest of them living there. But yeah, I think with Pandora's actor doing the whole, oh, please stay your blade. Like what Ines was saying there, laying a poisonous trap. They've estimated Ines' power to be far lower than what it actually is. And the fact that he wouldn't be in possession of multiple world items. Invasion of the royal capital. I think they're all going to need it. Whose? She is the princess of this kingdom. Face a lot more hardship than just going without breakfast. A small victory, but a victory nonetheless. And having... I think having Brain... Was that his name? Was Brain or Brian? Brain, driving the carriage there. There's no time for pleasantries, but there's always time for tea. They all do. Tea it is. Ah, finally, you were talking to me, are you? That's... Hopefully they've got enough on hand then. Have to take off the mask. They're all acting a little strangely here. Have to go and brew some more. This meeting is not going anywhere near as normal as you thought it would. Why not... It was okay. Why not take them up on that offer and talk a little more? And what do they have to discuss before the fall of the kingdom? And where will they be during it? Understandable. Why would servants be here if instead of getting the hell out of Dodge? Is it better? At least let it cool first. How do you also fuck up brewing some tea? Is there something wrong? Yeah, that's some incredibly bad tea. An attack. They must have their reasons. After she had gone dressed up all nice. These aren't, unless they're poisoned or not, these aren't mortal wounds. They can let go now. Stop the. That's why they didn't try to cause any major injuries or anything. Taking everything in her stride, that princess. Reason, yes, good reason, we're still to see. If the kingdom is going to fall, so all you're going to do, even if she resents them for it, get her away until after the kingdom's already gone. It was poison, yeah. Hopefully she comes back quickly. They don't have a set destination. Sure, it sounds like a vacation, why not? Clever. Well, that and she's covered in wounds. Well, if the bodyguard of the princess says it's fine, that small nod to ease all doubt. Then he's not leaving either. He wouldn't be much of a warrior if he turned tail while there are others still staying. Passing off the sword. Ambitious of you. I can imagine him getting through. I can imagine him getting through some of the army, although the generals are another thing entirely. I like this character. I hope he doesn't suffer the same kind of fate as Gazef. You know, the noble ones that actually fight for what they believe in. Knowing his potential fate. Well, she still has things to do, and if it eases some of the hatred in his eyes just then, give him something else to focus on. I mean, sure, but why are you drawing it? Hmm? Yeah, maybe something a little lighter. Are you... I mean, sure, if you think the kingdom in your life is going to change drastically, why not play around with a legendary sword quickly? Freezing the very ground that he walks near. Just be good, stay back. Acrobatic. With soldiers to her back, just oh no. The beasts. Really? Just frighten them a little. Get them to lose the will. We'll lose the will to actually fight there. Actually telling them off. We were told not to do anything to them. Very well trained. So you have to stay outside. What a what a fun mission for him. It won't be long until you find someone you can ask, but it's not going to work out well. Do you really think that staying behind some closed curtains is really going to save your life in this situation? Hmm. You know what he was talking about there? I am so unsure in this moment. I wanted so much to see more of Kukyoktus. But one with a warrior spirit going against Brain, who is on his, like, final defense. And the fact he is here in a standoff alone. Well, he's right about that. the joy of the massacre isn't really part of Cocyoctus's motive. Gave him his name, an introduction. It may be unnecessary, but God-slaying Emperor Blade. The fact he found a weapon of equal type to fight him with. So they're on somewhat level ground, at least as weaponry is concerned. Apart from the sword itself. Step within his range. Nail clipper? Was that what he did with Shoutir? Since he took his stand. He had already accepted a fate here. Preserve. He went against Cocyoctus knowing that his fate was probably inevitable. He didn't really land a good blow, at least it wasn't shown. I do like that for most people and enemies he wouldn't bat an eye. But he actually went around as to pay a bit of respect to him. Doesn't walk through and past a fallen enemy there. He did his job and held back the army a little bit, if only on that one road. I think that's part of the reason why, apart from being giant ice bugman type thing, why I love Cocyoctus. A warrior's spirit and honor. But since there are slowly dwindling number of human combatants who've made an impact on the story so far, and with only a single solitary episode left, what are we going to see for the kingdom since the invasion has started? Cocyoctus, Mare, Aura. Who else was meant to be leading shit? Having the Floor Guardians and whatnot go up into the kingdom now. The soldiers don't pose any problem whatsoever. Even if they did attack with full force, they wouldn't even be able to penetrate any sort of defenses that the Guardians have, so I'm not going to waste energy fighting them. You've got to respect the likes of Brain and Gazef and whatnot, knowing that as humans they have particular limits and strengths and weaknesses. But duty and honor holds them to it, and going up against who was going to duel the Sorcerer King, yeah, that was never going to work out well. But seeing this, didn't even get close, but it was better than doing nothing. He held his fate with his chin held high, even smiling in final moments, knowing that he had a proper battle. I would like it if something more was to happen to him, considering they preserved his body in ice there, but considering we've had other things that even Imes has been interested in, but given up on, like the Prince being one of them. The idea of mind controlling your friends so that they can get the hell out of there when they obviously would want to stay and try to protect, no matter how futile the attempt was, protect the kingdom. If your entire group is against the idea, maybe that's saying something. Will she forgive them? Who knows? It'll take some convincing. But now with Climb and the Princess still en route to talk to the king, return the sword. Return the sword. Return the sword. Well, after she had a little play with it, what is their role in all of this, in the invasion of the kingdom? The princess has always been a little off. But since Ainz is going on foot, going to make a personal appearance in his next step of the plans, we should see something interesting. Maybe you should have given Pandora's actor at least something of a little higher level for him to be able to use just to see what would happen, but low-level bait, just as good. And of course, making them think, oh, maybe Albedo is the player. How many more misdirections are there going to be, rather either intentional or accidental that just happens to work out in Ainz's favour? I guess we might need to find out. If you've enjoyed this episode of Overlord, please let me know. If you leave a like and a comment down below, it helps out the channel. If you want to subscribe so you don't miss future uploads, that's good for you. And if you want to talk a bit more, or just hang out and not really say much, like I would probably do, there's my Discord as well. But for now, grab yourself a drink, get comfortable, relax, and I'll see you in the next one. If you want to help in the possibly futile attempt to save the kingdom that is my channel, consider joining onto my Patreon. Help us stay afloat a little bit longer. Luckily, we're not being besieged by any sort of skeletal army, just the rules and regulations of YouTube, which, to be fair, could be equally as bad. So, I need to thank Noku, Raywin, Sal, Arthia, Kite, Mystic Square, Shiwan, Mats, Girly, Cardboard, Akane, Danny Swede, Diego Zenhausen, Tori Jane, Carl Wadditch, Kebab Seller, Welcome to the Blank, and everyone else. Because if it wasn't for all of you, there'd be nothing but rubble and ruin